Hear me out, bro. The act of masturbation is masking your magnetism. Yes, sir. Let me say that again. The act of masturbation is masking your magnetism. And you might be wondering, okay, man, how does this all come about? I know masturbation is not a good habit to keep. I know that it's making me feel weak. I know that it's not going to help me actually elevate to my highest potential. But I didn't know it's going to mask my magnetic qualities. How the fuck does that happen? Well, relax. Because your boy's about to break this bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. Now, to start things off, man, the first thing you have to understand is everything is energy. Everything that we do is an energy exchange. And each and every single one of us, and each and every single thing out there, emits a certain energetic frequency. And certain things are higher states of frequency and resonate on higher vibrational scales, while some things are lower on the overall scale of frequency and emit a lower vibration, resonate on a lower vibration. When you are living in a state of being trapped as a slave to your senses, where lust dictates your life, you're living in one of the lowest levels, if not the lowest level, maybe aside from survival, that you can possibly be living at. This is due to the fact that, let's be honest with ourselves, when you go wank your meat, when you go choke the chicken, do you feel proud of yourself after? Do you feel like, ah, man, I'm that guy. I'm him. I just choked my chicken for a couple hours straight. I'm feeling great. Fuck no. You feel the exact opposite. You feel less of yourself. You feel on a lower level of vibration on what life has to offer. You're depleted, you're drained, you're discombobulated, you're directionless. You feel shame. Let me say that again. You feel shame. And you don't have to be ashamed by admitting that, because I'm admitting that. The people that are watching this right now are probably admitting the same thing. So for you too, let's keep it 100. Let's be honest with ourselves. You feel ashamed after you partake in these deeds, whether that's to pixels on a screen or whether that's using someone else's body as a tool to masturbate. I already talked about before on this channel how hooking up with random chicks is the damn same thing as fapping. So when I say masturbation, these two kind of categories are what encapsulate the overall message. Either it's the pixels on a screen or it's some random thought that you met on Tinder. You feel like shit afterwards. You feel ashamed afterwards. You don't feel radiant. You don't feel vibrant. You don't feel holy. You don't feel holistic. So guess what? The energy is going to exude and emit out onto the universe. So it's no wonder why you get quote unquote bad luck. Why? Because you are quote unquote actually partaking activities that correlate with the same energetic frequency as masturbation, as bad luck, as all these bullshit things happening into your life, because you are deciding to live in that lower state of existence. And guess what? The universe wants equilibrium. The universe doesn't want you to be operating at the lower level vibrations and give you higher level rewards. It wants to keep things organized, like in a file cabinet. Like you're working a desk job. You want to know where all this shit is at, man. You want to keep everything in order, in check, in alignment. And if you're living in a state of alignment towards your lower self, guess what? Is going to align that with the external world of the things that will actually connect with that energetic frequency. When you feel shameful, when you feel less of yourself, when you feel in a low state of existence, you're going to experience a lower state of the universe. Bullshit just starts happening to you. People just are mad at you. All these different types of nonsensical mental chatter and confusions in your mind. Because you have decided to partake in that act that will in turn produce these results. And this is on a more metaphysical and subconscious level. You're not conscious thinking that, oh man, I'm gonna choke my chicken And I just to feel the shame, so then my whole life just gets fucked up. You're not doing that on purpose. You just have become so much ingrained and enslaved into your lower level and animalistic nature to the point where you can't think clear when these urges come about. Because all these urges at the end of the day is just energy waiting to be expressed in some way, shape, and form. You have just been programmed through all these years in the past to think that every time you have an urge, you associate that with sexual release. Where at the end of the day, it's just energy looking to be expressed, whether it's in the path of least resistance, in these lower forms where you're having an orgasm externally, or it can be transferred up to higher levels where you feel that orgasm internally. And those orgasms you feel internally is the divine bliss that you get as you walk down this path of righteousness and becoming the best version of yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually, using practices like semen retention as a tool to get you there. That's why when you refrain from doing this bullshit, you feel more magnetic. You feel your aura be radiating. You feel that you're just almost floating on a different level. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. There's a night and day difference when you're a coomer and when you're a retainer. You're like a totally different person. And it's because the energetic imprint that you express onto the world is totally shifted up on over to the higher scales. And guess what? The universe is going to boomerang that back to you in order to keep that equilibrium. This is the reason why masturbation is masking your magnetism. You don't know how charismatic you can truly be. You don't know how charming you can truly be. You don't know how amazing the world can treat you because you're treating yourself like shit. You might be thinking, oh man, no, this feels good. This feels great in the moment, but let's look at on the back end. You feel like shit. Do you really feel great after that stuff? No. And there's a reason. If something is good for you, productive for your actual evolution, are you gonna feel like shit afterwards? No, it might be harder in the moment. Like, let's take for example, working out. It might be difficult in the moment, but after the workout itself, you feel great. You feel amazing because you know that you've put in work towards becoming a better version of you. The opposite for instant gratification, whether that's fast food, whether that's pornography, whether that's hookup culture, whether that's drugs, alcohol. You feel good in the moment, but you feel like shit afterwards. You want to flip that always to delayed gratification because guess what? That feeling of gratefulness afterwards gets embedded into your psyche and gets embedded into your etheric body, your subtle body, all the things that we talked about before on this channel within the video that I posted recently talking about forget your aura, forget about your aura, focus on this instead. All that stuff gets embedded up in here and gets exuded out through your aura, through your energetic plane, your energetic field. And that's what attracts certain things to you. That's why I also said masturbation is delaying your manifestations. It's delaying all the things that you truly want because you're putting a blockage in between you and that. You can't expect to achieve and experience the higher levels of reality, the higher realms of reality, the higher planes of existence when you're living in your lower states of consciousness. Yes, sir, let me say that again. You can't expect to experience the higher realms of reality when you're still living in the lower planes of consciousness, the lower planes of your existence, your animalistic nature. They just don't connect. People who are operating on a higher level will not be able to connect with you. Opportunities that are operating on a higher level will not be able to connect with you because you're resonating at a lower frequency, at a lower vibration. Masturbation is, and all these different kind of distractions to get you depleted of your life force energy. The society just pushing on you. It's there for a reason. When you feel depleted, drained, directionless, lost, shameful, guess what? You're easy to be manipulated. It's easy to steer you in whatever direction. You're gullible. You're vulnerable. And society, the matrix, the Maya, the illusion, whatever you want to call it, wants you to be in that state so it can shift your focus and shift your attention towards what it wants from you, making you a mere cog to their machine. But when you actually start to transcend above these lower planes of existence and tap into your true nature and your true essence by breaking off the chains that are holding you back, then you realize, oh man, all these guys talking about semen retention magnetism, semen retention this, semen retention that, it's the real deal. It's legit. And I'm not talking about magnetism for females will just start falling out of the air for you. Who gives a shit about that? Honestly, if you're watching this channel, you tapped into the main channel, you tapped into the private Patreon community. Shout out to the fucking private Patreon community. Look, man, if you enjoy content like this, the topics we cover here on the main channel, and you want to get more in-depth and in detail with it, then you are truly doing yourself, yes, you are doing yourself a disfavor by not joining up into the private Patreon community, because within there you get access to exclusive content. I'm not putting this content on anywhere because this is some real deal game, some real deal sauce, along with esoteric libraries, in-depth occult lectures, full guides, and most importantly, if you join up into the Philosopher's Circle, aka the highest membership tier of the private Patreon community, you get access to our private group chat, but most importantly, our monthly mastermind live calls. Yes, so we're doing 2 monthly mastermind live calls each and every single month, where you hop on a call with me and a whole community of like-minded men who are also on the same path, who are also on the same journey, who are also on the same overall trajectory to becoming their best version mentally, physically, and spiritually. So if you're interested in stuff like that, man, check out the links posted in the pinned comment of this video, because within there, you'll also be able to find links to our other services, whether that be application forms for personalized coaching, booking links for one-on-one consultation calls, free community Discord server, weekly newsletters, all that good stuff, man, posted in the pinned comment of this video. But like I was saying, for the people who are watching this channel, who are watching the main channel, who are watching the stuff on the private Patreon community, who might be working with me one-on-one, consultations, all that good stuff, you guys are doing this journey for a much bigger and much better reason. So the magnetism that you are looking for is the opportunities and the intuitive synchronicities life can provide you on this journey towards your overall evolution on the mental, physical, and spiritual plane. Yes, the females will notice you are radiating at a different level. Your aura is just at a different power level. Shout out to Dragon Ball Z, it's over 9,000. But the main magnetism, the main magnetic quality that you want to awaken is the inner spark, the divine spark that's already within you that attracts more divinity and more magic and more mysticism to your life. That's the true magnetism you want. The magical magnetism, the mystic magnetism, not the material magnetism. Who cares about that, man? That'll come, that's a byproduct. But when you actually are living a life where you're operating and resonating at a higher level of frequency, the universe will show you higher sources of knowledge, higher sources of gnosis, knowledge that's already within you, but it's been blocked by all these degenerate habits. Masturbation, porn, hookup culture, fast food, all these things that are keeping you stuck as a slave to your senses are barricades and blocks from actually achieving that knowledge, aka gnosis, that's already within you to help you navigate this journey of life in order to actually fulfill your true purpose, fulfill who you're always meant to be, and achieve your highest potential. That's the magnetic pull that we're really striving for. Not the material magnetism of, yeah, some things are going to be going your way, some good luck is happening, but when you start to tap into your inner GPS system, where God, the universe, or what do you want to call it, is helping to guide you towards the pinnacle of your existence, the pinnacle of this human reality, there's nothing better than that. And of course, people are going to be attracted to you along the way, because now you're radiating a divine essence that they have too. They know they have. Their soul, their spirit knows deep down that they have it too, but they haven't awakened it. So guess what? They're going to be gravitated towards you who are living in that state. Because it literally rubs off. In the Vedic philosophy, they have this concept and term called Shakti Pat. Shakti Pat means essentially when a awakened master or awakened guru, someone who's truly self-realized, just needs to touch you, or you touch them, you touch their feet, you touch their hand, and that life force energy, that divine radiance transfers on over to you. You just feel like you just went through a psychedelic trip. Like, this stuff is true magnetism on a mystical and metaphysical level that you will not understand if you continue to keep masturbating and you continue to keep playing with yourself like a fucking just child. Come on, man, we're grown now. We're elevating now. You have to transcend beyond that. Everybody wants to have that magnetic aura, that magnetic this, that magnetic that. You already have it within you. You're just masking it by all this bullshit. You're just masking it with all this degeneracy. And masturbation is one of the biggest forms of that, because guess what? Like we said before, you're going to be operating at a state of shame, state of lust, lower level frequencies that are going to exude out into the external world. And guess what? Come right back to you. Come right back to you, because the universe wants an equilibrium state. Being in a state of shame is probably one of the worst states, aside from maybe being in a complete state of survival mode where you don't know if you're going to have your next meal, somebody's chasing you, stuff like that. You're probably not in that state because you wouldn't be watching this video. You would not have access to this stuff. So shame is probably the worst position that you can put yourself at. Inner shame, self-shame, that you are not, you know deep down that you deserve more, that you're worth more, but you keep applying yourself to these degenerate habits that make you feel less of yourself. And when you feel less of yourself, people are going to think less of you. People are going to think less of you. And you might be saying, oh man, I don't care what everyone thinks. I agree. Who gives a fuck what anyone thinks? But within this 3D world, within this physical matrix, you want to call it that, the way you can navigate it properly and maneuver the matrix properly is by building up true connections with people. And you're not going to make the right connections and be that magnet of the right people, the right opportunities, if you feel low of yourself, if you feel less of who you are and what you were brought here to do. And guess what? When you're in that state, you're just looking for something to latch onto. Whether that's the agendas of your family, your friends, society, you just want to feel accepted. You don't have the confidence to go out and partake on your own individual path to glory. Because guess what? You've attracted all that negative doubt, all that negative persona and overall perspective of yourself through partaking these degenerate habits. You see how deep it gets? It's not just, oh man, I feel like shit afterward. No, on a deeper psychological level, you are not happy with who you are. You feel ashamed. You feel nasty and disgusted at yourself. Do you think you're going to be able to produce the highest level of work, the highest productivity by being in that state each and every single day, each and every single week? Fuck no, you're not. You are masking that true magnetic quality within you. Because again, it doesn't matter how fresh your taper is, it doesn't matter how nice your beard lineup is, it doesn't matter how jacked your muscles are, it doesn't matter how much money you got in the bank account. When you don't feel truly at peace from within, you're always going to be searching externally for something to fill that void. Whether it's drugs, women, alcohol, food. And that's an ongoing cycle of carnality and consumerism, like we talked about before on this channel, that keeps you stuck in this spinning cycle that just digs a deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper hole towards degeneracy. The only thing that can get you out of that, to dig yourself up out of that, is when you purify yourself from within. And this inner purification process doesn't just apply to your diet, doesn't just apply to the stuff you watch on TV, YouTube, and stuff like that, but it also applies to how you treat yourself on a psychological level. If your psyche knows, bro, this is going to make me feel like shit, stop doing it, yet you keep doing it, you are essentially degrading your own potential and actually becoming the biggest enemy and becoming the biggest obstacle towards your true potential, towards your true qualities, towards manifesting what you really want within this human experience. You are becoming the biggest obstacle. It's not porn, it's not this, it's not that, because nobody is forcing you to watch it. Nobody is putting a gun to your head and making you watch it. If it is, please call the cops right now. Please get some help, because that's some real deal shit. But it's not. That's not what's happening. It's all on you. You have just been so gravitated and pulled towards this small, short, meaningless, temporary emotion of a dopamine rush that you will kind of give up that true magnetic quality that you can tap into. Like, a good book about this is something by someone Dawkins, Power verse 4, something like that. He has a whole graph of all the different kind of states of consciousness and which ones are higher, resonate on a higher frequency, and which ones resonate on a lower frequency. Look at that, study that. You want to be partaking in the things that will give you joy, not pleasure, joy. And I'm going to be making a video very soon on this channel about the differences between the two. But to break it down in simple terms, joy is an internal state of being, while pleasure is an external emotion that's temporary. Joy is eternal. When you live in a state of joy, you are in that state of bliss. When you get a small dopamine rush, a spike of dopamine, all you're getting is a temporary feeling of pleasure. It's external. You have to get it through other means. But joy is something you access from within. When you're living in a state of joy, true love, happiness, peace, guess what? The universe gives you more of it. More and more and more and more of it. Because it just wants to keep you stuck in the equilibrium state, just for it to not have to kind of audit you each and every time. Oh, this guy's on that level, this guy's on that level, blah, blah, blah. No, it just wants to keep it, it's lazy. It wants to keep it in a same kind of box and category. Play these laws of the universe towards your advantage. Leverage them towards your advantage. If the universe is going to keep rewarding people for what they put out, aka the law of karma, you will sow what you will reap what you sow. Then stop sowing the seeds of self-sabotage through these dumb habits, man. I'm telling you right now, you might not realize how truly radiant and vibrant and vital and just charismatic and amazing your personality is, because you are just dulling it down each and every single time. You're just like, ugh. You're like a zombie, bro. I'm telling you, I've been in that situation. And I'm telling you right now, if you think I'm vibrant, I'm this and that, I'm chill, I'm laid back, bro. Like, this is just who I am. But I can tell a huge difference from a couple years before to now. Imagine yourself 1 year from now when you start quitting all this bullshit and you start letting that energy and vitality and vigor and all that stuff build up and essentially start to exude out and emit that energetic frequency to the world. Imagine the opportunities that you can pull towards yourself. Imagine the new people that you can pull towards your overall social circle. Imagine how the universe is going to treat you, because you've treated yourself with the utmost respect. As above, so below. As within, so without. The way you treat yourself is the way the universe will treat you. We are a microcosm of the macrocosm, aka we are a small particle and cell of the entire organism, being the universe. So the way you treat yourself, the way you treat your own inner universe, your own internal world, will dictate how the external world actually starts to reinforce that as well. This is why every time you get into these bad cycles of degeneracy, whatever habit it is, it just seems to snowball effect, and domino effect to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse because it builds up momentum. And like I've talked about before on this channel, how masturbation kills your momentum, it also can produce negative momentum and negative karma towards your life. It kills off the good momentum and switches on the negative momentum. So start to shift and make that U-turn, bro. Elevate your mind to your higher pursuits and higher aspirations. When you start to sublimate that sexual energy, and again, use the energy itself as a fuel, as a source of super fuel for your aspirations, for your evolution on the mental, physical, and spiritual realms, then you're not going to have to worry about having urges anymore. They're just going to be energy that's going to be literally transformed into willpower, into mental clarity, into physical vitality, into spiritual connection. That energy, that same energy, is literally the generative force that can be used either to generate a new child, which is what you are tricking your mind into thinking it's doing, or it can be to generate a new body, a new mind, a higher connection to your soul. It's whatever you want, whatever you focus your mind towards. You have just been programmed through society, through TikTok, through this, through that, all the things that you see in the external world that pulls your attention towards these lower level vibrations, these lower level worlds, aka the lower three chakras of survival, sex, and status. Your attention is being pulled towards that way, so guess what? The energy is being pulled towards that way. You shift the attention and energy towards higher pursuits, guess what? The energy is going to follow that too. And when the energy follows that, you're resonating on a higher frequency. And when you're resonating on a higher frequency, you emit a higher vibration. And guess what? The universe will reward you for what is actually equal to that. Very simple, but it's not easy. Because again, the external world is just going to kind of always try to pull you back into your lower levels, pull you back into your old ways. So that's why you need to curate your external environment, curate your overall state of existence towards actual evolution. What are you watching on TV? What are you watching on YouTube? What are you watching on TikTok? What kind of music are you listening to? What kind of foods are you eating? Who are the people that you're hanging out with? This is why I say having a community of like-minded men who are also on the same journey is going to be one of the most beneficial things for you, because everybody's thinking on a higher level. And guess what? When we get into those masterminds, the whole reason they call it a mastermind is that everybody who's on the same type of wavelength, their minds come together and form one huge brain, one huge mind that connects and taps into the infinite intelligence that pulls in new information, new innovations, new intuitions for everybody. Because everybody is on that same type of journey, that same type of path, in different detours and different routes, but we're still all going to this path towards self-mastery and attaining true self-realization through overall mental, physical, and spiritual development. When you surround yourself with people like that, guess what? You're not going to be talking about things that are going to be bringing your vibration and frequency down. So that's why if you're truly serious about this path, if you want to join up to the Philosopher's Circle within the private Patreon community, check out the links posted in the pinned comments video, man. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. You truly want to see your magnetic quality on a higher degree, on a higher level, pulling higher resonating frequencies towards you? Well, you have to stop limiting yourself and self-sabotaging your own progress through these degenerate habits of masturbation, through sexual indulgence, through this, through that. And I'm not saying sex is bad. I'm not saying any of this stuff is evil, it's whatever. But what I'm saying is that if you truly want to tap into your highest potential, you have to give up the lower level desires. It's like oil and water, they don't mix. Higher pursuits require higher thinking, higher thoughts, higher actions. Lower pursuits and lower pleasures require you to do lower actions. Which one do you want? I don't care what the fuck you want. I'm not here to tell you what you have to do in life. I don't give a damn, to be honest, man. I'm talking to the people that truly already know what they want. I'm telling you, for the people that watch this channel, watch the main channel, tap in private Patreon community, you might be doing personalized coaching with me. You guys are more spiritually and psychologically matured than the average person out there. Whether that's through past lives, that you accumulated good karma, whatever it is you might want to believe, you guys are further developed on this path. Maybe you had a spiritual awakening that just overall shifted your mindset, shifted your paradigm, shifted your perspective. Whatever it is, regardless of the fact, you have an upper hand towards attaining true self-mastery and self-realization in this life cycle that you're in right now. Use it towards your advantage. You would not be able to watch a video this long about these topics if it wasn't for that fact. And I'm telling you right now, since you're watching it, if you're still struggling along this journey and lust still has a chokehold on you, yet you know deep down that you need to quote unquote detach from this in order to truly elevate, then you really need to just hone in on understanding a deeper reason of why you're doing this practice. What is the main reason? Not to just quit these habits. Because like I said before on this journey, on this channel, you can never quit a habit. All you can do is replace them. So what are you replacing it with? A higher pursuit. And guess what? The higher pursuit is going to require you to think higher, to act higher, to resonate on a higher frequency. And guess what? Your magnetic quality, your aura will actually start to radiate as you elevate and climb that ladder. Look, man, this is just straight up, bro. Masturbation, all this bullshit is literally masking your magnetism. People are not going to feel your aura and feel your presence and truly understand who you are on a deeper level because you don't even know who you are on a deeper level. You truly don't know what you truly want in this life. And you're directionless, you're depleted, you're drained. So guess what? The world is going to give you more stuff that is going to make you feel drained, depleted, and all that stuff. Depression, anxiety, this, that. You're causing it to yourself. Nobody else is doing it. Stop thinking it's the external world, thinking that you are a victim. You're making yourself a victim. You are literally the victim and the actual assaulter, if you want to call it that. I don't know. You're the one assaulting yourself, and you're also being the victim at the same time. Take back control. Take back control. And again, if you're struggling with this stuff, man, check out the full ebook that I made, The Art of Retention. All you need to do, type on YouTube, how to succeed on semen retention. You'll find the main channel, Fulati Fitness. Click on it, full video guide breaking down everything you need to succeed on this journey, to finally break free from all these debilitating chains holding you back from your magnetic qualities as well as your highest potential. And within there, you'll also be able to find the link to the free ebook, The Art of Retention. So read up on that because it goes even more in depth than the video can itself. And look, man, if you can't read, you're dyslexic, you're retarded, there is a full audio series on the main channel. Just go check out Fulati Fitness playlist, full Art of Retention audio series right there for you. So pop it in while you're walking, pop it in while you're hiking, pop it in while you're working out, whatever it is, man. Get the sauce, get the game, get the knowledge for your motherfucking brain so you can elevate to the next fucking frame. God damn. And if you need even more help with that, more guidance with that, apply for personalized coaching, book a one-on-one consultation call, tap in to the private Patreon community. All the links posted in the pinned comment of this video. Everything you need to succeed is right there for you. I'm telling you, I've been on this journey and I understand how powerful it really is. I understand how masturbation can literally mask your magnetism. I've seen my life go night and day difference from being someone who's depleted to being someone who's fully vigorous, vital, magnetic, radiant, all that stuff. And I know it's only going to get more and more and more and more. And the universe is going to start actually panning out my life and my path for me because I'm doing it internally. It's going to do it externally for me, but I'm the one that can control it internally. Same for you, man. There's nothing special about me. So if I can do it, why can't you? If I can drop you all this knowledge to give you the information, to give you the tools you need to streamline this path even quicker than me, then there's no excuse, bro. Then there's no excuse. Masturbation is masking your magnetism, killing your momentum, and delaying your manifestations. Everything I've talked about before on this channel. If you haven't watched those videos, man, check it out after this. But I'm telling you right now, you are truly tapping into only 20 to 30% of your potential by partaking in this bullshit. On the magnetic side, on the metaphysical side, on the physical, on the mental, on the spiritual side. on the entrepreneurial side, on your career side, living at a completely depleted state. You're living your life with your phone charged on 20-30% each and every single day. You might know somebody, maybe a friend, maybe you are that guy that always has their phone on 10%, 20%. Every single fucking day. Doesn't matter what happens. And they're always looking for a charger. They're always looking for this, always looking for that. Give them a little bit dopamine spike. That's what you're doing. You're living life on a depleted state. So you're looking for dopamine spikes to give you another 5%, 10%. But it's always going to go back down. Another 10%. Go back down. You're never fully charged. When you're fully charged, when you're fully vigorous through practices like retention, you don't look externally for these things. You're ready to use all that 100% battery bar towards building out your life, manifesting your vision. And it does that because you have a higher magnitude. You have a higher magnetic quality to you. So the universe is only going to be on your side rather than working against you. It's never working against you, but you think it's working against you because you have put yourself in those positions. Bless you. Bless you. What I was saying is you think the universe is working against you and you feel like a victim because you don't understand that everything on the external world is merely just a reflection of your internal world. You keep treating yourself like shit through these habits. Guess what? The universe just has to replay it back to you, has to give it right back to you, reinforce that state of existence. You start to develop yourself from within, elevate beyond that. Guess what? The universe will not be an ally to you. Guess what? It's always an ally, but you decided to let your lower desires and lower level natures and these lower resonating frequencies dictate your life. So guess what? It's just going to help out with that. But if you give it a reason, and if you shift the script, flip the script, and change it towards the higher pursuits, it's going to magnify that and amplify that for you, acting as an ally rather than an enemy. It's all on you, and it's all starts up here, trickles down to here, and most importantly, felt through the soul. Mind, body, soul, baby. That's what we're trying to master. That's what we're trying to do on this channel, with this brand, with these messages. Tap into your fullest potential on all those aspects. And I'm telling you right now, practices like, or partaking in masturbation, all that bullshit is not going to help you do that. So might as well just give it a go. See how it actually pans out for you. You might think this is all bullshit. I don't believe masturbation's killing my magnetism. I'll let you know right now. Once you start actually exceeding these habits and going beyond them and not letting lust dictate your life, you'll know exactly what the fuck I mean. Life just starts to pan out for you the way you want it rather than the way that is going against you. From people, from places to opportunities, all that shit, man. It'll be working towards your advantage rather than towards your demise. But there it is, man. Masturbation is masking your magnetism. The only way that you can unmask it is by unchaining yourself from these lower level habits and these lower level desires and tap into your highest frequency, your highest resonating energy through the practice of self-mastery, through the journey of self-realization. But it's been your boy out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping the out that game so you guys can make these gains, and I'm out of here. Peace.